Chosen one, pause for a moment and breathe. What I am about to share is not casual information. This is a divine interruption. This message was not sent out to the crowd. It was released only for those who are walking with God, even when the road felt silent, heavy, and misunderstood. If you are not serious about your faith, if you are not aligned with God's path, this message will not resonate, and it is not meant for you. But if you are still listening, understand this clearly. God allowed this message to find you because your spirit was ready to hear it. You are stepping into a season where God is rewarding you with a power the world has never seen before. Not a loud power, not a force that needs validation, but a deep spiritual authority that shifts things without effort. What God is placing upon you now will explain years of delay, struggle, and isolation. Stay with me till the end, because today I will help you understand what is activating inside you and why your life is about to feel different in ways you cannot yet explain. Before we go deeper, chosen ones, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, share this message with other chosen ones, and comment 777 to confirm that you are aligned and ready for what God is releasing now. The secret journey of the chosen ones. Chosen one, I want you to listen to this slowly. Nothing about your life has been random. Even the parts that hurt, even the seasons where you questioned God in silence, especially those seasons. From the very beginning, your journey has looked different, and deep down, you always knew it. You did not fit easily. You did not move like others. You did not think the way the world expected you to think. And many times, that difference felt like a burden instead of a blessing. You tried to explain yourself to people who could never understand you. You tried to belong in spaces that drained you. You tried to become smaller so others could feel comfortable. And every time you did, something inside you resisted. That resistance was not rebellion. It was protection. God placed it there so you would never fully blend into a world that was never meant to define you. Chosen ones are often misunderstood early in life. You were observant when others were careless. You felt deeply when others avoided emotion. You carried questions about purpose when others were satisfied with routine. This made you feel old before your time. It made you feel tired in a way rest could not fix. You were not tired because you were weak. You were tired because you were carrying awareness without guidance. There were moments when you felt alone, even in rooms full of people. Moments when laughter felt distant. Moments when success around you felt confusing instead of inspiring. You watched people move ahead while you felt held back. And sometimes you wondered if God had forgotten your address. But hear me clearly now. God never lost sight of you. He was watching closely while the world was distracted. Your journey required separation, not because you were better, but because you were different. God could not allow certain influences near you. He could not allow you to be shaped by shallow thinking. He could not allow your spirit to be diluted. So he removed people quietly. He closed doors without explanation. He allowed silence to teach you what noise never could. You learned strength without applause. You learned faith without guarantees. You learned patience in seasons when nothing moved. That is not common. That is not accidental. That is the mark of the chosen. While others were building platforms, God was building your foundation. While others were chasing validation, God was training your discernment. You have been through emotional battles you never spoke about. Nights where prayer was not poetic, just honest. Days where faith meant getting up again without answers. And still, something inside you refused to quit. That persistence was not personality, it was calling. God does not waste pain on ordinary paths. Many chosen ones experience rejection early, not because they lack value, but because their presence exposes things in others. Your calm, unsettled people. Your questions challenged systems. Your depth intimidated shallow spirits. So they labeled you strange, distant, difficult. But God labeled you prepared. You were never meant to move fast. You were meant to move right. The delays were intentional. The waiting was strategic. Every setback was shaping your spiritual muscles. You learned to rely on God when support disappeared. You learned to hear Him when voices faded. You learned obedience when shortcuts were tempting. And here is the truth many do not tell you. Chosen ones often feel broken before they feel empowered. They feel overlooked before they feel seen. They feel emptied before they are filled. That emptiness was necessary. God needed room to place something new inside you. You may not have realized it, but your standards have changed. Your tolerance for chaos has lowered. Your desire for noise has faded. You crave peace more than excitement now. That is not aging. That is alignment. Your spirit is maturing into its assignment. You are not behind. You are not delayed. You are not missing anything. You are being shaped away from distraction. God has been walking with you quietly, patiently, deliberately. And now, as you stand here listening, understand this. Your journey has qualified you. Your endurance has refined you. Your obedience has positioned you. You are not becoming chosen. You always were. Now you are simply waking up to it. And now, chosen one, I want you to notice something subtle but important. You no longer react the way you used to. Things that once triggered fear, anger, or confusion no longer have the same power over you. That is not emotional numbness. That is emotional mastery beginning to form. God has been rewiring your inner world while you thought nothing was happening on the outside. You have learned how to sit with yourself, how to endure silence without panic, how to face truth without running. Most people avoid themselves. You were forced to meet yourself. And in that meeting, God shaped discernment, not anxiety, wisdom, not fear, clarity, not chaos. There were times when you felt like giving up would be easier, times when you questioned whether all this restraint, discipline, and isolation were worth it. But something deeper always pulled you back, a quiet knowing, a steady inner voice that said, "Not yet, stay." That voice was not imagination. That was divine instruction. You were being trained to stand firm without external validation, to remain grounded without constant reassurance, to trust God even when emotions fluctuated. That is rare. That is powerful. That is why your journey felt heavier than most. Greater capacity requires deeper preparation. Now understand this. The peace you are starting to feel is not accidental. The clarity forming in your thoughts is not coincidence. You are entering a season where confusion lifts and purpose sharpens, where you stop questioning your worth and start recognizing your authority. You are no longer searching for meaning. You are becoming it. Why God hid you while the world moved ahead. Chosen one, this part of your journey has probably been one of the hardest to understand. Watching life move forward for others while yours felt paused. Seeing people rise, celebrate, advance, while you were still waiting, still praying, still trying to understand what God was doing with you. And I want to say this clearly, without hesitation and without softening the truth. God was not delaying you. God was hiding you. There is a difference between being delayed and being concealed. Delay feels like punishment. Concealment is protection. And what you experienced was divine concealment. While the world was distracted by speed, attention, and surface-level success, God was working in places no one else could see, including you. You see, chosen ones cannot be rushed into visibility. Exposure too early would have damaged what God was building inside you. The world celebrates quick results, but God values lasting authority. And authority cannot be rushed. It must be grown slowly, in silence, under pressure. You may have asked yourself why opportunities seemed to fall into other people's laps while you had to struggle for basic stability. Why others were supported while you had to stand alone. Why doors opened easily for them but remained shut for you. That was not favoritism. That was filtration. God was filtering out dependence, ego, and false confidence. If God had promoted you before your spirit was steady, the pressure would have broken you. If He had given you influence before you mastered yourself, the responsibility would have overwhelmed you. If he had surrounded you with applause before you learned obedience, you might have confused validation with purpose. So God hid you. He allowed you to grow without an audience. He allowed you to mature without competition. He allowed you to fail quietly so you could learn without shame. While others were building images, God was building character. While others were being seen, God was teaching you how to see. And yes, it hurt. Watching others live the life you prayed for. Watching people misuse opportunities you begged God for. Watching things fall into place for people who did not seem as committed, as disciplined, or as faithful as you were trying to be. That pain was real. God never dismissed it, but he also never wasted it. Chosen one, comparison was never meant to crush you. It was meant to reveal something. Every time you felt frustrated watching someone else move ahead, God was showing you that your path was different, not slower, different. And different paths lead to different destinations. You were not called to compete. You were called to carry something specific, something precise, something that required depth, not speed. And depth is built where few are willing to stay, in quiet rooms, in long nights, in unanswered prayers. God hid you from environments that would have drained you, from people who would have misunderstood you, from systems that would have tried to mold you into something smaller than your assignment. He kept you out of places that looked attractive but were spiritually shallow. He protected you from success that would have cost you your soul. Think about this. Some of the people you envied are now exhausted, trapped, or empty. Some of the paths you wanted would have led you into compromises you were not built to make. God saw what you could not see, and he intervened by withholding. That takes trust to accept, and you are allowed to admit it took time. You are allowed to admit you struggled with it. Faith does not mean you never question. Faith means you stay even when you do not understand. Your hidden season trained you to rely on God, not circumstances. It taught you how to be content without applause. It taught you how to remain faithful without feedback. That is not common. Most people need external confirmation to keep going. You learn to move on conviction. While the world measured success by visibility, God measured you by obedience. While the world applauded speed, God rewarded endurance. While the world chased relevance, God was shaping resilience. And now something is shifting. You may not see it clearly yet, but you can feel it. The weight is lifting, the confusion is easing, the constant self-questioning is quieting down. That is because the hidden season is completing its work. God never hides chosen ones forever. He hides them until they are ready, until their spirit is anchored, until their identity is secure, until their ego is surrendered, and until their power can be carried with humility. You were hidden so you would not become bitter, so you would not become arrogant, so you would not become dependent on approval. You were hidden so when you step forward, you do not need permission. You move with quiet authority. Understand this deeply. The world moved ahead because it was allowed to. You were held back because you were protected. And now, as God begins to reposition you, you will realize something surprising. You did not miss out. You were spared. And when you finally step into what God prepared for you, you will carry a stability, a clarity, and a peace that cannot be shaken, because you were built in places where no one else was watching. Chosen one, I want you to release the guilt you carried for not progressing on the world's timeline. You were never meant to run at the same pace. God does not measure time the way people do. What looked like stagnation was actually precision. Every pause had a purpose. Every closed door redirected you away from what could not sustain you. You learned how to wait without resentment. That alone separates you from many. Waiting refined your motives. It exposed impatience. It burned away desperation. And in that process, God was teaching you restraint, not rejection. He was shaping your response before changing your environment. Notice how you no longer crave attention the way you once did. You are more selective now, more grounded. You sense when something is not aligned before it even unfolds. That awareness was developed in hiding. You had time to observe, to reflect, to pray, to listen. Most people never slow down enough to hear God clearly. You were forced to. The hidden season also strengthened your boundaries. You stopped overgiving. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped chasing people who could not meet you where you were. That was growth. That was preparation. Authority requires clarity, and clarity comes from solitude. You are now entering a phase where movement feels natural again. Not rushed, not forced, guided. You are not trying to prove yourself anymore. You are simply responding to divine direction. That is why peace is becoming your compass. So, when opportunities begin to open, do not question your worthiness. Do not hesitate out of old fear. Remember this: you were not delayed. You were refined. And what comes next will require the very strength you built when no one was looking. God never wastes seasons. He completes them. The unseen power God has been building inside you. Chosen one, this is where many people misunderstand what God is doing with you. They expect power to look loud. They expect it to announce itself. They expect force, dominance, and recognition. But the power God has been building inside you does not need volume to be effective. It moves quietly. It settles deeply. And once it is activated, it changes everything without asking permission. This power was not given suddenly. It was formed slowly, layer by layer, through experiences that stripped you down instead of lifting you up, through moments where you had to choose integrity over convenience, faith over fear, obedience over comfort. That is how real power is shaped. Not in moments of applause, but in moments of decision. What God placed inside you is discernment, the ability to sense truth without being told, to feel when something is off even when it looks right, to read between words, to recognize motives. This is why certain people could never deceive you for long. This is why some environments drained you instantly. Your spirit was trained to notice what others ignore. This power also shows itself as emotional authority. You have endured pressure without collapsing. You have faced disappointment without becoming bitter. You have experienced rejection without losing compassion. That did not happen by accident. God was teaching you how to govern your inner world before influencing anything external. Many people are controlled by their emotions. You were taught to observe yours, to sit with them, to understand them, and then to choose how you respond. That is strength. That is maturity. That is leadership at its core. There is also a deep calm forming in you now. Not emptiness, not detachment. Calm. The kind that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. The kind that does not panic when plans change. The kind that does not react when provoked. The kind that remains steady when chaos tries to pull you in. That calm is threatening to unstable systems. That is why some people feel uneasy around you without knowing why. Your presence exposes imbalance. Your silence reveals insecurity. Your peace confronts disorder, and you do not have to say a word for it to happen. Chosen one, this power is also restraint. You know when to speak and when to stay silent. You know when to act and when to wait. You know when to walk away without explanation. That self-control was learned through loss, through being misunderstood, through realizing that not every battle is yours to fight. The world celebrates reaction. God taught you response. Reaction is impulse, response is wisdom, and wisdom carries authority. You may have noticed that your desires have changed. You no longer chase things that once excited you, not because you lack ambition, but because your spirit has outgrown shallow rewards. You seek meaning, alignment, peace. That shift is a sign that your power is internal, not dependent on circumstances. God has also been strengthening your intuition through prayer and reflection. You hear Him more clearly now, not always through words, but through clarity, through conviction, through a sense of knowing that settles your spirit. This connection was built in private. It cannot be duplicated. And understand this carefully. This power does not make you superior, it makes you responsible. You are more aware now, more accountable, more conscious of your influence. That is why God waited. That is why he prepared you. Power without maturity destroys. Power with humility restores. You have been trained to hold pressure without losing your identity, to stand firm without becoming rigid, to remain open without becoming vulnerable to manipulation. That balance is rare, and that balance is powerful. This is why God allowed you to face disappointment without rescue, to endure confusion without immediate clarity, to walk through seasons where nothing made sense, because clarity gained too early is fragile. Clarity earned through endurance becomes unshakable. Chosen one, this power is not something you announce. It is something others recognize over time. They feel it in your presence. They see it in your consistency. They experience it in your boundaries. It changes how people approach you, how they speak to you, how they treat you. And the most important part is this. This power does not exhaust you. It steadies you. It does not push you. It guides you. It does not inflate your ego. It grounds your soul. You are not becoming powerful. You are remembering who God shaped you to be. And as this awareness settles in, you will notice life responding differently. Not because you demand it, but because alignment carries its own authority. This is the kind of power the world has never seen before. Quiet, rooted, unshakable. And it was built in you on purpose. Chosen one, this power also reshapes the way you perceive struggle. What once felt like an obstacle now feels like information. You no longer ask, why is this happening to me? You ask, what is this teaching me? That shift alone is evidence of spiritual authority taking root. You are no longer controlled by circumstances. You are informed by them. You have developed the ability to remain present in discomfort without escaping it. That is rare. Most people numb themselves through distraction, denial, or noise. You learned to stay, to breathe through uncertainty, to trust God even when emotions fluctuated. That endurance has trained your nervous system to remain calm under pressure. This is why chaos does not easily overwhelm you anymore. God has also been sharpening your spiritual vision. You see patterns now. You recognize cycles. You understand when something is repeating because it is unresolved, not because it is destined. That awareness gives you choice, and choice is power. You no longer feel trapped in old loops. You are stepping out with clarity. This power has taught you detachment without indifference. You can care deeply without losing yourself. You can love without overextending. You can give without draining your soul. That balance protects you, and protection is a form of blessing. You may have noticed that your prayers have changed. You ask less for rescue and more for alignment, less for signs and more for strength. That is maturity. You trust God enough now to walk without constant reassurance. Faith has moved from desperation to partnership. Another mark of this power is your relationship with silence. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels full of awareness, full of presence, full of God. You have learned that not every moment requires explanation or reaction. Some moments require stillness, and in that stillness, direction becomes clear. Chosen one, you are also becoming less reactive to praise and criticism. Compliments do not inflate you. Criticism does not crush you. Your identity is stabilizing, and a stable identity cannot be manipulated. That is why some people feel they can no longer control or influence you the way they once did. This power is making you sovereign within your own spirit. You are no longer waiting for permission to be yourself. You are no longer shrinking to maintain harmony. You are simply aligned. And alignment speaks louder than assertion. As this power continues to settle, you will notice that life begins to meet you where you stand. Doors open without force. Resistance dissolves without confrontation. And peace becomes your default, not your reward. God built this power patiently, quietly, intentionally. And now you are ready to carry it without losing yourself. How this power will change your life without you forcing anything. Chosen one, this is where many people get confused. When they hear about power, They assume effort increases, pressure increases, responsibility becomes heavy. But the power God is releasing in your life does the opposite. It removes force. It dissolves struggle. It teaches you how to move without strain. You are not being called to push harder. You are being invited to rest deeper. For most of your life, you were trying to make things work, trying to hold things together, trying to be understood, trying to be accepted, trying to move forward while carrying invisible weight. That season required effort because you were still learning who you were. But now, something is shifting. You are no longer moving from lack. You are moving from alignment. When alignment enters your life, things begin to respond instead of resist. You notice this first internally. Your thoughts slow down. Your anxiety no longer runs unchecked. You pause before reacting. You breathe before responding. That pause is power. It gives you choice instead of compulsion. You will find that you no longer chase people the way you once did. Conversations change. Dynamics shift. You speak with clarity, not urgency. You listen without needing to be validated. And surprisingly, people start listening more closely to you. Not because you demanded attention, but because grounded energy commands respect naturally. Opportunities begin to feel different as well. Instead of scrambling to make things happen, you recognize what is meant for you by how peaceful it feels. What is not aligned begins to drain you faster. That discernment saves you time, energy, and emotional cost. You stop saying yes out of fear. You stop staying out of obligation. You start choosing from wisdom. This power will also change how you experience conflict. You no longer feel the need to defend yourself in every situation. You realize that clarity does not require explanation to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Silence becomes a tool, not a weakness. Walking away becomes an act of self-respect, not defeat. You will notice that people who once had influence over your emotions no longer do. Their opinions lose weight. Their behavior no longer dictates your mood. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because you stopped giving authority to what God never assigned power to in the first place. Chosen one, finances, work, and purpose also begin to shift under this power. You become less desperate and more strategic, less reactive and more intentional. You stop chasing outcomes and start building foundations. And slowly, provision aligns with peace. God does not bless anxiety. He blesses stewardship. You may find yourself stepping into roles that once intimidated you, not because you feel fearless, but because fear no longer controls you. Courage becomes quiet. Confidence becomes steady. You trust yourself because you trust God within you. This power also brings rest to your nervous system. Your body begins to respond to safety instead of survival. Sleep deepens. Breathing slows. You feel present in your own life again. That is healing. That is restoration. That is God returning you to yourself. Relationships change under this power. You attract people who meet you at your level of awareness. Shallow connections fall away without drama. Deep connections form without force. You stop over-explaining. You stop over-giving. You allow reciprocity to reveal who belongs. And here is something important to understand. This power does not make life perfect. It makes life manageable. It does not remove challenges. It changes how you carry them. Problems no longer feel like threats. They feel like tasks, and tasks can be handled. Chosen one, the greatest change will be how you see yourself. You stop questioning your worth. You stop negotiating your boundaries. You stop apologizing for your presence, not because you become arrogant, but because you become rooted. You no longer need constant reassurance from signs, people, or circumstances. You trust the inner alignment God has established. Faith becomes embodied, not theoretical. You walk it. You live it. This power will teach you how to let go without fear, to release outcomes without anxiety, to trust timing without frustration. You learn that forcing delays fulfillment, allowing accelerates it. And as this unfolds, you will realize something quietly profound. Life does not need to be conquered. It needs to be partnered with. God is not asking you to struggle your way into purpose. He is guiding you into it step by step, breath by breath. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not failing. You are transitioning from effort to authority, from striving to stability, from survival to stewardship, and the world will feel the difference before you ever announce it. Chosen one, as this power settles into your daily life, you will notice how your intuition becomes practical. Guidance no longer feels mystical or distant. It shows up in ordinary moments, in the timing of a conversation, in the decision to pause instead of push, in the clarity to stop something that once consumed you. God is teaching you how to live led, not pressured. You will also notice how resistance begins to lose its grip. Situations that once felt heavy start to feel negotiable. You approach them with steadiness instead of urgency. That steadiness disarms obstacles. It changes outcomes quietly. What once required effort now responds to presence. Another shift will happen in how you experience success. You will stop measuring it by applause or comparison. Success will feel like alignment, like sleeping well, like having peace in your choices, like knowing when to walk away. This internal measure keeps you grounded and protects you from chasing what looks good but costs too much. Your communication will change as well. You will speak less, but say more. Words become intentional. You no longer feel the need to convince, persuade, or defend. Truth stands on its own, and that restraint carries weight. Chosen one, you may also experience moments where old patterns try to resurface. Doubt may whisper. Fear may revisit familiar narratives. But now, you recognize them. You do not panic. You observe. You respond with truth. That is mastery. Growth does not eliminate challenges. It equips you to meet them differently. This power will deepen your trust in divine timing. You stop rushing outcomes. You allow processes to complete. You understand that what is built slowly lasts longer. That patience protects quality. God is teaching you endurance without exhaustion. You will find yourself enjoying simplicity, clear priorities, clean boundaries, intentional rhythms. That simplicity is not limitation, it is focus. And focus multiplies impact. Perhaps the most healing change is this. You begin to feel safe within yourself. Your body relaxes, your mind settles, your spirit feels anchored. That inner safety allows you to show up fully without armor. Chosen one, this is not a temporary phase. This is a new way of being, one that does not require force to function, one that does not collapse under pressure, one that carries God's presence into ordinary life. And as you continue to walk this path, you will realize that power, when rooted in peace, becomes sustainable. It serves you instead of draining you, and it allows you to serve others without losing yourself. This is the life God has been preparing you for. The world will feel it before they understand it. Chosen one, this next phase may surprise you, not because it is dramatic, but because it is subtle. As this power settles into you, people around you will begin to respond differently, even if nothing about your external life has changed yet. You may not say more, you may not do more, but something about you will feel different to them, and most of them will not know how to explain it. Some will feel drawn to you without understanding why. Others will feel uncomfortable without being able to point to a reason. This is not because you became intimidating, it is because you became anchored. And instability is always unsettled by stability. Your presence will begin to reflect clarity, not perfection, not superiority, clarity. You are no longer seeking yourself in other people's reactions. You are no longer adjusting your truth to maintain approval. That inner alignment sends a signal. People feel it before they recognize it mentally. You may notice that certain conversations no longer interest you. Gossip feels heavy. Complaints feel draining. Drama feels unnecessary. You are not judging it. You are simply no longer nourished by it. And when you quietly step back from these patterns, Some people will misinterpret your distance as arrogance. Let me be clear. It is not arrogance. It is discernment. Others may test you. They may try to provoke reactions they once controlled. They may push boundaries to see if you will return to old versions of yourself. This is not coincidence. This is confirmation. When power shifts internally, external systems respond. Chosen one, do not be alarmed by this. You are not doing anything wrong. You are not obligated to explain your growth to those who benefited from your confusion. Silence, in this season, is not avoidance. It is wisdom. You may also notice that people begin to listen more closely when you do speak. Your words carry weight now, not because you are louder, but because they are grounded. You speak from experience, not theory, from conviction, not insecurity. That steadiness builds trust, even among those who do not fully agree with you. Some relationships will naturally fall away. Not with conflict, not with confrontation, simply through lack of resonance. You are no longer aligned with the same frequency, and forcing connection where alignment is missing only drains you. Letting go is not failure, it is maturity. At the same time, new connections may begin to form. People who recognize depth, people who value integrity, people who respect boundaries. These relationships feel easier, not because they lack challenge, but because they are honest. There is no performance, no pretense, no need to explain yourself constantly. Chosen one, understand this clearly. When God elevates your internal authority, external reactions are inevitable. Some will celebrate your growth, others will resist it. But neither response should control you. Your task is not to manage perceptions. Your task is to remain aligned. You will also notice how environments respond to you. Some spaces will feel lighter when you enter. Others will feel tense. That is not imagination. Presence carries influence, and influence reveals imbalance. This is why humility is essential now. Not false humility that shrinks, true humility that remains teachable, grounded, aware. You do not need to announce what God is doing in you. Fruit speaks for itself. Chosen one, do not try to correct misunderstandings prematurely. Let time reveal truth. People often need distance to understand growth, and some never will. That is not your responsibility. You are learning how to walk without needing approval, how to stand without being validated, how to remain compassionate without compromising your boundaries. This is emotional and spiritual maturity. As the world reacts, remember this. You were never called to be liked by everyone. You were called to be aligned with God. When alignment becomes your priority, clarity becomes your companion. Let reactions come and go. Let opinions rise and fade. Stay rooted, stay present, stay obedient. The world will eventually understand what it first felt, and by then you will be too grounded to need its recognition. This is the quiet authority God trusted you to carry. Chosen one, as you move through this season, you may feel moments of emotional distance from people you once felt close to. This is not coldness, it is clarity. Your spirit is no longer merging with environments that pull you away from your center. You are learning how to remain present without absorbing what is not yours. Some people will sense this and attempt to reconnect through old patterns. They may bring up past versions of you, past mistakes, or shared memories that no longer define who you are. This is not nostalgia, it is resistance. They are trying to anchor you to a version of yourself they felt comfortable with. Do not be pulled back. You are not required to explain your transformation. Growth does not need a defense. Let your consistency speak. Let your peace communicate. Those who are meant to walk with you in this season will recognize the shift without demanding justification. You may also notice that conflict no longer escalates the way it used to. Where there once would have been tension, now there is pause. Where there once was reaction, now there is observation. This de-escalation is not weakness, it is mastery. It disarms situations without confrontation. Chosen one, your sensitivity has not left you. It has matured. You still feel deeply, but you are no longer controlled by what you feel. You understand that emotions pass, but alignment remains. That understanding anchors you. As you continue forward, trust that what is falling away is making room. What feels unfamiliar is forming space for something truer. You are not losing connection, you are refining it. And remember this, the world may take time to understand your growth, but God recognizes it fully. You are walking into a season where your presence alone brings order, not because you demand it, but because you carry it within. Stay grounded, stay humble, stay aligned. The rest will adjust. How to walk with this power without losing your soul. Chosen one, power is not dangerous on its own. What makes power dangerous is forgetting why it was given. God did not shape you, refine you, and awaken you just so you could stand above others. He did it so you could stand firm within yourself. And this part of the journey requires wisdom, because power without grounding can quietly turn into pride, isolation, or emotional hardness if you are not attentive. The first thing you must understand is this. This power does not belong to you. It flows through you. That perspective will keep your spirit clean. The moment you believe you are the source, you begin to disconnect from the source. Stay aware. Stay grateful. Stay teachable. You will notice that as your authority grows, temptation becomes more subtle. Not temptation toward obvious wrongdoing, but toward self-sufficiency. Toward thinking you no longer need prayer, reflection, or guidance. Guard against that. Power is sustained by dependence on God, not independence from Him. Walking with this power requires humility, not in how you speak about yourself, but in how you listen. Remain open to correction. Remain curious. Remain grounded enough to admit when you do not know. God resists rigidity. He partners with humility. Another essential practice is stillness. Do not let momentum replace presence. Just because things begin to move does not mean you rush ahead. Stillness keeps you aligned. It gives you space to hear God before you act. Many people lose themselves not in chaos, but in acceleration. Do not confuse progress with speed. Chosen one, protect your inner life. Not everything needs to be shared. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, plans, or vulnerabilities. Privacy is not secrecy. It is stewardship. God often works deepest in the unseen, and the more you honor that, the more peace you will carry. You must also stay rooted in compassion. Power can create distance if you let it. You may see patterns others do not. You may recognize behaviors before people are aware of them. Do not use that awareness to judge. Use it to understand. Compassion keeps your heart soft while your boundaries stay firm. Remember where you came from, not to stay there emotionally, but to remain empathetic. You know what confusion feels like. You know what waiting feels like. You know what silence feels like. Let that memory shape how you treat others, not how you define yourself. Prayer, in this season, becomes less about asking and more about aligning. You will feel drawn to quiet conversations with God. Honest ones, simple ones. Protect that time. It is where clarity renews itself, where ego dissolves, where peace recalibrates your spirit. Chosen one, do not isolate yourself under the name of elevation. Solitude is healthy. Isolation is not. You still need community, even if it looks smaller and more intentional now. Choose people who respect your boundaries, honor your growth, and speak truth without competition. Another safeguard is discipline. Not harsh discipline, but consistent rhythms. Sleep, rest, reflection, movement, scripture. These keep your body and spirit synchronized. Power carried in an exhausted vessel becomes distorted. God wants you whole, not drained. You may encounter moments where others project expectations onto you. They may assume you have all the answers. They may lean on you heavily. Do not take on burdens God did not assign. You are not meant to carry everyone. You are meant to be faithful to your role. When mistakes happen, and they will, do not panic. Repentance is not shame, it is realignment. Power does not mean perfection, it means responsibility. God is not looking for flawless servants, He is looking for honest ones. Chosen one, continue to choose integrity when no one is watching. That is where power stays pure. Continue to choose obedience when it costs comfort. That is where authority deepens. Continue to choose love when bitterness would be easier. That is where your soul stays intact. Walking with this power is not about becoming untouchable. It is about becoming anchored. Anchored in truth, anchored in humility, anchored in God. If you do that, this power will never corrupt you. It will refine you, it will serve you, and it will allow you to serve others without losing yourself. This is how you walk strong and stay whole. Conclusion. Your reward. Season has begun. Chosen one, take a moment and let this settle into your spirit. You are not imagining the shift you feel. You are not overthinking the changes happening within you. What you are experiencing is the result of years of quiet obedience, unseen endurance, and unwavering faith. This is not a sudden blessing. This is a reward season unfolding with precision. God has not rushed this process, because what He placed inside you is meant to last. You were shaped for depth, not display, for stability, not speed. And now, as this power settles into your life, you are stepping into a season where peace leads and purpose follows naturally. You no longer need to chase what God has already aligned. You no longer need to prove what God has already confirmed. The strength you carry now is calm, grounded, and deeply rooted in truth. This is the kind of authority that does not announce itself, yet changes everything it touches. Remember this, chosen one. You were never forgotten. You were never delayed. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared away from distraction so that when the time came, you could stand without wavering. And that time is now. Continue to walk gently. Stay obedient. Remain humble. Let God lead without resistance. What unfolds next will not overwhelm you, because you have been built to carry it. Before you go, chosen ones, if this message spoke to your spirit, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Tap the bell icon so you never miss what God is releasing next, and share this message with other chosen ones who need this confirmation. And comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned, prepared, and ready to walk fully into the season God has ordained for you. Stay grounded, stay faithful. Your journey is just beginning.